Hello and welcome again to Steve's Longstay Vintage Electronics Workshop. Hello there. And again, we've got a tape recorder to look at. Now a lot of these are still about. And I've got 3 machines here with this deck. So I'm going to go through them all very quickly and see what needs doing and do it where possible. So hopefully at some point there will be here soon 3 working machines. And these came across from Germany, obviously, Grundig, but they came across actually with a part missing. That is because Grundig brought them in as dictation machines rather than the audio machines that they were. And the part was put back in over here and then they were sold. Interesting but true. Now, I got 3 of them. Like I said, I've got a TK14, that's this one, a TK18, and another one down there which is TK something else. And they all work, like I said, in the same sort of a way. With these also, if you look at the back here, you find a main bleed, like that, it comes out. Like that, there we are. Plug it in the back here and switch it on. And here it is now working, mains wise anyway. Rewind, that's okay, it seems okay. That's okay. That is not. Okay, which again I knew about because of what I've been told about this machine in the past. So we just undo the screws on the top and open this beast. Yeah, I was once actually, and I don't know what happened to it, but somehow the case got warped, and I spent about an hour trying to put it back together again. It wouldn't go because the case and the top panel would not go back together. I don't know why, but I had a few people have a go at it and none of them could put it together right. Really strange. I don't know quite why that was, but so what I did actually, I put it in the corner workshop, and anybody came by and said, can you put that on there for me please? It kept them busy for a while. Yeah, I realise that is probably quite nasty, but I'm quite nasty, so what do you expect? So they come off like that. Note, by the way, there's 1 small one and 3 big ones, so we'll be ready for that. Okay, now, next thing we've got to do is get the fronts off, and here, it can be a little bit difficult, because although the buttons are off, this isn't, so you've got to go, got to come off, and it's one of these funny ones. So yeah, they can be quite difficult to sort out that way. There's no other screws, are there? No, there's not. Okay, fine. So yeah. Now, one thing that always gets me about things like this is that quite often there's a battle of wills between engineers in the field and the design people, and this looks like it's one of those sort of jobs. So I think what you do is you put them down here, that comes off, yeah. You do it here, that comes off, and then off it comes like that. So that goes out of the way, back there, and we come in with it. We look at this unit in here now. That's okay, and that That's will go there, that's okay. So that motor there drives a belt which goes round, and that belt is has come off. It's in two pieces, so that one has got to be replaced. Now this means on many of these machines, a funny way of doing it with these. First of all, I'll go and get a new belt for it. There's no problem there. I've got one. But you've got to take all this off to get in there to put it in. It's one of those jobs which people don't like doing, and quite rightly so. Quite rightly so, you know. But while we're here, I'm going to do that and see. Ah, there it is. The green light comes on there, and so that means that the HT is okay. So we know the HT on it. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but it's one less thing to worry about. Having said that, with these, there are things that do have to be changed, even if the thing works. One capacitor in particular, the grid capacitor, which is known as that capacitor on these machines. That one fails, it can take out a valve rather quickly, so it's something which we don't do. Now, with that in mind, I put it that way up like that, and we change, and off comes the bottom as well. Again, 4 screws, and off comes the bottom. So it takes time, you know. Maybe I should learn some jokes to tell when I'm doing things like this, you know, because these do take time to come off, you know. There you go. That one comes off like that. It comes off. Okay. This one here comes off as well. Now, some of these machines, there are interesting ways of doing things like belt changes, so it's always worth checking. I haven't actually done much on these machines for a while, so I'm a little bit behind the times, as it were. So let's see what happens when it comes out. So that comes away like that. Fuses haven't been changed, okay. That's the motor there. Feels clean, okay. The board is here with all the bits and pieces on it, including valves, so I'll leave that for now. And see if there's any other way of, and there doesn't seem to be. Sometimes there is, but it appears and not in this case. So goes back on its front like that. And with some of these, by the way, the screws that hold it in, be careful which ones to pull out, because if you pull the wrong one out with some Grundig, the whole lot goes in place. Silly beggars. So, you know, something else to look forward to with this particular deck. That's why I gave it to him, probably, you know, because he didn't, you know. So that comes off like that. Okay. Okay, so that goes down there. Okay, now what else needs to be removed here? That goes, so it comes off that way. So we'll see. Not that, obviously, but certainly that one. So that goes like that. This one comes out. Under here, there's that one, which has got to come out as well. There's always one, isn't there? There's always bloody one. There's always one. I think it's this one anyway. Nothing wrong, by the way, with stopping and having a good look. Nothing at all. Indeed. Some of us actually prefer doing that to going in and taking stuff apart. But anyway, that's something which they do, you know. Anyway, so that goes onto there. Okay. Okay, not to worry. I will therefore have a quick look under there and see if it has to come out. If it doesn't, then I won't. It probably does, but it's worth checking. By the way, these are handy. No, okay, fair enough. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. Well, what I'll do, I'll take that off, and I will go upstairs and go and get the leads for it, the belts for this, and I'll be right back. Before we go any further, I took this board up just to prove that there isn't a way of sorting out from underneath how to put that drive belt in, which there isn't. But ECL86, ECC83, and the other valve, of course, is probably an EM84. It's down here. Power supplies here. Output transformers here. But these capacitors here, here, and here do tend to fail on these Grundig. They do. They're like the Grundig equivalent of the Hunt capacitors. They tend to die basically, especially that one. That looks as though it's had a bit of a knock. So yeah, but notice it's got an ECL86 in it. ECL86s do tend to have more problems than ECL82s. They do tend to be a bit more intolerant, shall we say. So obviously for that reason we have to make sure that you know they will be okay. Now ECL86, by the way, contains a triode and a pentode. Yeah, it's a high slope version of the ECL82, but with different pin heights. So easy to so it's very hard to swap them really, because of course by this stage weren't really allowed to do that, so they didn't. So yeah, that's that board side anyway. So now if we put that back in place like that, notice it comes out that way, okay? So if I now put that back in place with a screw or two, like that one will do, you know. I'm not going to you know, do much with it apart from switch it on when it's together. So you know, with that out the way, actually, then that means that no, that will short or anything anyway. So that's one reason why we do that. But at the front here, of course, we've got the problem with it not wanting to come off. So again, we'll get a bit of that. Like that. Now also with these, that lot is goes up and then goes back down again. So it's something else which we need to think about. Okay. Now then, let's have another go at that screw, shall we? Or whatever is holding this in. I've not done one of these for ages, so I might possibly be a bit of a problem from that point of view here. Yeah. Oh right, so okay, fair enough. It's yeah, okay, not to worry. 1, 2, that's off. That's off. There wasn't one in there. So there's a baby crying next door. They're giving it some as well. And it comes out. I don't know how it holds, but it comes out. Okay. Don't just take off every screw you can find, by the way, and never do that. You don't do that, because if you do and you pull out the wrong screw or two, then that really can be a mess to sort out. So you know, always be careful of that. Always be careful of that. Amazing what it can do if you look underneath with your fingers. Okay. Right, okay, so let's take all that lot off. Have I really got to take all that lot off for a belt? Come on, Grundy. I know you don't like people working on your equipment, but that's quite something, that. That really is quite something. Nothing you can do, by the way, in this situation. Rather than take screws out, just loosen them and see if anything. See if anything comes out. How about taking that one out a bit and seeing what that does. Well, it's not a lot. Time for a think. Time for a think. Time for a good, honest think. Right, I did get it off. There's one screw with that I didn't see because it's been so long. It's sunken it into the, it's tainted stunk rather than the rest, so I didn't see it. I got that out. And also around the idler and the capstan here, there's a dust cover which I've removed, and this screw is loosened and it came out. Now, if you manage to lose some of Lincoln's positions, don't worry, because the manuals are online for it, and you know, it's not that bad on these, you know, but obviously it's better not to use such things. So now that goes onto here like that. So it goes down there like that. And also it goes around there like that. So I'm probably going to need 3 hands for this. I've only got one, so I might just stop the camera so it doesn't record me swearing my head off. So give me a minute on that. These are pretty horrible to change the belts on, like I said. But what I'll do here, first of all, that one rewind, okay. That one pause, which goes through here down to here, like that. That one microphone or radio for record, okay. That's play on this side here, which I'll just adjust the camera so you can have a look at it. Turn it around a bit so you can have a look. There you are. That's play, obviously. And there's pause, taking it away there for pause like that, okay, right, okay. That's stop, obviously, and that's winding this way. So that's basically how this works. Now, if you do lose any of the bits, like I said, that goes to there, okay. So it's something else which you need to take out. Those 3 screws, obviously, and that one there just loosens and comes out. It holds the magic eye in place here, and also these here as well. So now we're almost ready to put this thing back into action. I say almost because unfortunately there's something which I can't quite tell where it goes. It might work without it, I don't know. But I want to try and get it where it should go, because obviously it should go there. But it's not on the circuit diagram that I've seen. Now I'm not going to power this just yet because it's got any CL86 in, and of course the capacitor on these aren't all that good now, shall we say. So what I'll do, I'll have a look round, I'll try and find out where this spring here goes, yeah, and when I find out where it goes I'll put it there. But it's not on the diagram that I have on my phone here. It isn't. Quite weird. Right, well, underneath very quickly I've changed C10, which is that one there. It needs to be changed on anything, particularly ECL86, but anything, you know, that capacitor has to be changed. It's that capacitor. Okay. Anyway, this mean machine now, I'll just turn it around so I can point out what's what here. They're not the easiest tape recorders to change belts on. Okay, we'll give you a few pointers. First of all, 3 screws. That one, and that one come off quite easily. Okay. Now underneath here, there's a screw which will loosen. It's here to take the EM84 out of the way. Okay. Now also, before this thing comes apart, the pause control goes to it as well. You see, and that there has to come off as well. It's linked to all this here. Okay, so those 2 screws there, just below the eyelet, they come off. The dust cover comes off, and that comes off. Okay, I said that should go back on there. Okay, like that. Okay, so there you go, like that. Okay, and then be very careful of the spring under there. If it comes off, part of it goes through there like that, goes underneath and wraps around itself. Okay, it's not the easiest thing to put on. If it comes off, then put it back on before you do anything else. Okay, and if you find it's come off while the thing's in, you have to take all this lot off again, so do that now. Okay, another thing, we take this off first, the wave change switch, the counter belt, just whip that off. It makes things a bit easier. Okay, the belts I have for this a bit bigger than the ones that were on it originally, so you might possibly need to take that off as well. I didn't, and if you don't, then you don't. Okay, like I said, these things have to be done in a certain order. Also, here is linked to here, and what this does with that spring under there is that it pulls everything back so you can get a tape in and stuff. Okay, so that's it goes like that. Okay, now another problem with this here actually now that I have to look at, and that is that now for some reason, not only to itself, it doesn't seem to want to make anything work right here. I don't know why that is. It's not to do with do with this, I'm sure of that. that switch is okay, that's okay. Okay, see, that should come up like that. But that direction of the way. Like that. There's nothing. Okay, so it's something that's holding it back, and I think it's here. I don't know quite where it is. It's not there for stop control. That's okay. Now, this up here goes up like that, yeah, and here it doesn't, and it all points to this here, this belt here, not the belt, but this take-up spindle here, the take-up tail. So that I think is going to be our next port of call, because whatever it is, it doesn't seem to want to do anything at all like it should do. Again, that should come down there like it does on that side, but it doesn't. This is appears to be solid, this, for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm going to have to know, because I've got to put it right, otherwise we won't get this thing to play. These, like I said, are not the best tape recorder in the world to work on as far as mechanics. The German stuff, it generally isn't. A little tiny screw came out of this end here, and with that out, that's the fast forward, that's rewind, and that's play. So there we are, that's the deck doing what it should. Okay, now we go to the electrics. It doesn't seem to be anything coming out of this machine at all. Now, first thing with the to look at, by the way, is that there is a switch to the back here. This goes to speaker, okay, or one, there you go, yeah. If that's in the wrong place, the speaker is disconnected, so always look for that. It's a very common mistake with these. I had a customer once who had two of these machines, they both did this, so and there it is, you see straight away. Right, now I made sure, by the way, earlier on, as I said, that I changed C10. So now, what I'll do now is I'll put this out of the way somewhere, down here out of the way, like that. Like that, okay, yeah. And we'll put a tape on and see what it has to say for itself, and for us for that matter. Well, thank goodness for that.
And I did not catch the
Loud, it plays well. So with all that back in place, which is and not a door for a beginner in any shape or form, we now have a tape recorder which works pretty well, even if I do say so myself. Yeah, like I said, it's like that. Anyway, that's the playback side of it. Now, so if I take that tape off like that, yeah, we now come to the other thing that a tape recorder does. As well as playing, it will record. So I'll get another tape and we'll see if it records as well. If it does, then with those caps changed as well, this one is as far as possible done. Another thing to do very quickly with it switched off like that is just undo that, push it all the way up there, and put it back in place. Which is sometimes easier said than done. There we are, right. So now if I was to put that back in like that, okay. So now we of course have a tape recorder which appears to work, but now we'll see if it records as well. Let's see what happens on play. We'll do it on tape and record. That doesn't sound too good, does it? Shouldn't play on switch to record, should it? Well, that's it to me. Like this, the record is not being activated, because if it was, then it would switch automatically, but it's not. It's not being. So, you know, on this tape recorder, everything is on the board underneath, which I changed capacity on earlier on. But there's also a switch, and these switches are known to create problems. They're known to. So with the radio they've got up on its side like that. Let's see how this operates, shall we? Or how it does, and well, how it doesn't sometimes, you know. Because it looks as though it's not doing here. Yeah. Yeah, well, on these tape recorders, I'll just adjust the camera so that you can see it properly. Just a sec. There we are. The top of the screen there, if you look at the picture, there are a load of contacts, and these contacts switch it between play and record, which obviously it doesn't appear to be doing. Now, this switch here, you can find it, is what switches it back and forth, like that, you see. And if it's not doing, for whatever reason, you know, then it will not record. The switch, of course, switches it back and forth here, and that, of course, is when it operates there, okay? So therefore, I think that the problem is with this switch here. I will give it a quick spray, just to, I need to actually. But first thing I'll do is, you know, switch it from play to record with this here. Now, this switch has an extra thing on it, so it can't be switched to play to record when the machine is playing. Similar to the hole on a cassette, you know, and sort of thing you get on cassette decks. So that's what that's doing there. Okay. It also here, it goes from there down here, and looking at the circuit, which is here, and find out where it is on the circuit. It should switch it from playback to record, and in the process it should mute the speaker, which again it's not doing. So therefore we're looking at this switch here above the bridge rectifier. See it? And so that's where we're going to look first. But first thing I'm going to do is give it a little bit of a spritzer, if I can reach it, which I can, and give it a gentle spray. Get some underneath as well, you know, and in there, okay, and put that back and forth a few times, like that. Okay, and then of course we can make sure that that goes into this hole on here, and just bring it forward so you can see it. That hole there on the here, and that should go and operate through this here, which at the moment is not doing. So that now needs to be put through there, and hopefully from that we can try again with the record. So I'll also put the screws back in as well, just for well, safety's sake really. So does that now move the switch? Well, looks like no, it doesn't actually. Yes, okay. Well, I'll get it in come hell or high water, and we'll come back and we'll try it again. Let's do a quick check, shall we? Now, points on the circuit board, numbers 10, 11 and 12, that's it might help me a bit here, are on the input to the pencil section of the ECL86, okay? That's the first thing we need to know. Now, that is switched from the output from the child section to the erase head because it's switched from a penciled oscillator, to a penciled amplifier and back. So now, if we go there and there, that works okay. Now, if I was to now take that out like that, there will be nothing here, but there will be something here, which there is. Now, if I now put that back to record, which is interesting in one hand, but I'll do my best here. Excuse me a sec with this. sometimes only having one hand can be a problem. There we are. So now we should now go back to what it was before. So that to that, which is okay again, okay, and now it should be there to there. Which should now operate, and it does. Okay, so we know from that that is now working. So we'll try again with the record. Now I've got not got the fancy Grundig microphone that goes with this, but I've got something that works. So we'll use that. Okay. Now then, also with these, there's a button there which is pressed for microphone use. So that's been down. That's been down. So now, if we do that, this by the way came from that tape recorder I looked at recently. What's the new heading? That actually did not have a capstan motor on it. But anyway, 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. One, two, three, four, five, 5 4 3 2 1. Right, now then, that suggests to me that the coil for the record on these is open circuit. And it suggests that because on a tape recorder of this type, which there are many, I'm sure you'll imagine, you know, it does in fact have a situation where, okay, fair enough, does in fact have a situation where the noise from the signal from the oscillator circuit does two things. Yeah, when you're recording on magnetic tape in any way, shape or form, then you record it without any bias, then of course it will sound exactly like that. It plays fine, but on record, well, it doesn't. We know the valve's okay because it played quite well actually, but not terribly well. So let's have a think. If this coil here is open circuit, then really it's a playable coiling machine till I can get one. So what I do, I get the circuit, which is over here, and the one we want is that one there. Right, very quickly, how did this tape recorder work? And any tape recorder actually, and oscillator circuit. On playback, dead simple. Head, amplifiers, speaker, dead easy. On record, things are a bit different. Comes in off a microphone or off a radiogram or whatever, goes to the head, but not on its own. The bias comes from this here, which is changed from an output stage to an oscillator stage. Yeah, and that oscillator stage puts, say, 52 kilohertz or thereabouts. Again, it depends on the unit in question. through to the erase head, which is there, and the decoder, which is there. Now without that in place, you'll get, well, what we got, okay, because they need that bias on the tape to make it operate, and this one it's not doing. Now I checked that coil and it's okay, which is good and bad. Good because I've not got one, and I doubt I would. And bad because that means that somewhere there's a fault with it. Now I reckon, looking at this, that first thing we do before we go any further, check all these settings to make sure. Yeah, the fact that both are faulty probably means that the oscillator is not working, but we'll check that. Okay, but before we do that, I'm going to check all the settings on the record play control, which has already been troublesome, as we know. That's these here. Okay, so we'll check those first of all with it switched to record, like that, switched off, but switched to record, like that, and make sure that they are doing what they should, because if they're not, the thing will not work. So turning the unit round like that, and turning the camera up a bit, hang on, you should be able to see what I'm doing here. Now I know that it's working okay because it does switch from play to record, but what I don't know is whether that coil is working. I know it actually does work because, you know, I checked it and I'm 99% sure that that's okay. Can never be 100% sure, but yeah. Now the valve in question, the ECL86, unlikely because it plays so well. It is usually the same unit. But also, there's the fact that it could be a break on the circuit board somewhere. Always check the simple things first, without fail. So I get me magic stick out, have a look and see if now these units all do what they're supposed to. Well, it plays back absolutely fine, no trouble at all. But on record, as I said, the output turned into a pentode. Now, this coil here, L4, reads okay. Okay? If that reads okay, we don't do anything, we go up here. And that, again, does not give us any indication. They all seem okay at that. So I don't know about that. But what I do know is that the one component which I haven't checked, and I hope they got it, isn't that, is the valve. It's an ECL86 on these, and ECL86s are getting rare and expensive. So if there is one, I'll put it in to check. But I really do hope it isn't. I really do seriously hope it isn't. I've even gone and resoldered all the oscillator stage, everything else. Again, it's fine, but not on record. It could be one with these small capacitors, but it could also be that's okay. That's okay. So all I can think of it being really is the valve, which is A bit of a beggar, but these things happen. A new E-Shite 6 has been fitted and it makes no difference whatsoever. In one way it's good because it means that I can have my E-Shite 6 back at some point, but at the same time it doesn't help me as regards finding the problem. Now looking at the circuit, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and check every component. You see, they actually want to check them, take everything out, but the two heads are from different areas, as it were. So for that reason, I don't really think that it's going to be the heads, but I'm going to have a quick bend back of that with the eraser head, like that, and make sure that that's okay, and it is okay, fine. So that's okay. But now, I think the next thing to do at this point is see what else it could be. Yeah, so first of all, there are two resistors here and a small capacitor, which they don't fail, and a variable capacitor with a trimmer, and they do. So I'll go through those and find out what's what. And on the panel underneath, there's a capacitor on the primary side of that coil, which I'm not entirely happy about. So what I'll do, I will go through, check these resistors, and look at changing that to capacitor on those sides, and the coil there as well, which the variable. But why does it restart? So I'll check that as well. It could be any one of them. It really could. I simply don't know at this point. I simply don't. But we'll see anyway. Our next discovery is the eraser that is here, right? Comes up here. One half goes straight to the coil there, L4. The other half, switch to playback. It goes there, which is nowhere. Okay. And with the switch to record, it goes to deck through that extra resistor there. Okay. So with that being out of circuit, there shouldn't be anything on it, should there? But there is. There is, as you will see presently. Right, so switch on, switch to playback, of course, and one of these here has 26.4. The other one on here, if it goes to deck, it should have nothing on it, but it does. As you can see there. So something is shorting that head out. So the next thing I'm going to do is disconnect the head here from this cable here and see what happens then. Okay? See what happens then. Well, the head is okay. I've got about 19 ohms across there, so that's alright. Okay. But unfortunately, there's nothing coming from the oscillator circuit down here. Switch it to record. I get absolutely diddly square, as certain Mr. Clarkson would say. But yeah, anyway, now of course, now we got a look there for it. Why it's doing absolutely nothing. Again, you can check by the meter here on AC, and there is absolutely nothing. absolutely nothing. So therefore, with the head okay, with the coil okay, and I tweaked that, no joy, so I put it back where it was. The next thing we've got to do is check every other component attached to it. So we get the circuit like before, and we check all these various resistors and capacitors here. I change those capacitors, I check those resistors, and couldn't find anything wrong, but it still doesn't make any oscillation on record at all. None. Now, there are in fact two versions of this. I've checked both circuits. I think it's the coil. I don't know why, but I think it's the coil because nothing's going through it. Think about how an oscillator works. You know, it's more likely to be that than anything else. So I'm going to leave this one for now and come back to it when I've got another coil for it, because that is obviously what this needs. So I'm going to put this one together, test it on playback, and then leave it. Right, well, this is now back together, and it's playing, as you can hear, not fairly well. These are a bit horrible to take apart and put back together again. Like I said, I think this is warped slightly, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this for now, like I said before, and I'll come back to this when I've got some sort of coil for the oscillator circuit, because on this I think it's not going to be that. Anyway, that's this thing and the way. And so now, like I said, this one is going to have to wait. But I will quickly have a look at another one, because it's a similar machine in some ways, but not in others. Wait right there. This is a similar sort of machine, but it's actually a TK18 from about 1963, I think these are. And as you can see straight away, it's a very similar deck. I do know in advance with this one that all the belts are okay. Hooray for that, like, you know. So I'll put a tape on and see what it is likely to say to us or for us, you know. So I'll put a tape on like that and lace it up like that. And switch it on. There we go. Now these, first of all, these don't have an AM84 in them. They have that is solid, but there's in fact a ruby ending, which is quite often blown, like in this case. They don't have the AM84 because these are automatic. That is that they set the level themselves. Let's see what does one, but both okay. That's forward, and that's rewind, which is a bit obviously a bit short on the oomph there. Okay, so I'll let it run for a bit and we'll see if anything crops up. I don't think it will, but you never know. These machines, by the way, they are like many tape recorders, but Grundig in particular, when they work, they're brilliant. When they don't, like you saw last time. And by the way, I told it, I put a question about that one on Vintage Radio Forum, and they come back and told me what you already know. Anyway, that's Lambeth Waltz there, played by somebody. So I'll take this off here. Like that. It'll come off. There we go. And now it works. Okay, fine. Let's have a... Yeah, I can still have wind behind that one. This side, not as easy. But here, that side's okay. That spins obviously wants some work. Okay. Also at this stage, very quickly, I shall put this tape on and see if we get any record. And if we do, great. If it's got another problem with the oscillator stage, I will probably cry. I do, you know, sometimes. Engineer's prerogative, that, you know. Okay, so now that goes round and down like that. Okay, right, and two or three turns. Yeah. Rewind, which I'll do that way. Okay. Haha. Not stuck down now. So this machine is now stuck on record. So yeah, I'll find out why that is as well. So we know that there are problems with this. Mind you, it's older than me, so you know. These actually are 60, 70 years old now, so the fact they're doing anything at all is that right then? Okay, it is, fine, is that? Okay, well in that case, I shall put this back on and we'll see if it erased anything. It should, but you know, if it hasn't, well, like I said, engineers do have prerogatives, you know, like, you know, calling things unpleasant names, that sort of thing, you know. Let's see what happens, shall we? Haha, that means that the erase on this is working, which is, shall we say, a great relief to me after last time. So I'll get me microphone, plug it in the back here. I think it's that one. That speaker, and that's something else. So obviously, actually no, that's your audio 8.2 pinned in. So it's going to be that one. Okay, fine. And we'll do that with that. One, two, three, four, five, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've done that again, haven't it? Okay. Okay, fine. Helps possibly if you put that one down, you know, the microphone, and we'll try that again. Easy trick to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. That sounds alright. So this is basically working unlike the last one. But that doesn't mean, as I said many times, if it's working, that doesn't mean it's going to continue to work. There are things which have to be changed, even in something like this. But I've probably got a good chance of getting this to work properly. So if I don't muck anything up, this will be a rather good machine. Now the TK18 is a bit more complicated than the TK14. That's power supply, that's as normal, yeah. That's the ECL86 valve again. The pentose section, of course, like before, switches from speaker to obviously other things such as erase there. Okay, so that's pretty much as before. Okay, now these particular sets have an issue here, and that's the first stage. It's an AF86. That's an AF83. Don't put an AF86 in, doesn't quite work there. Okay, and that's the child part of the ECL86 there. Down here we've got this here. Now this here actually makes these add up or lose gain depending on what was put in. So it's a bit difficult. So ECC81, which is not a common valve, AF86, EF83, and the ECL86 as before. So yeah, that's how these came to work. Okay, that's the electronics of them. Now, I know that we know that this records and plays everything else, but there's a few things to do under here, and therefore, without any further ado, even if I can't find a screwdriver, hang on. Without any further ado, let's get the top off and have a little look, shall we? Because, well, one up to tape recorder going on the bench and not being taken apart and everything. Not fun, that. So as before, these screws here come out. One, two, I can count, you know. That's 2, 3. This one, by the way, that's where the shorter one goes, so always look out for that. Always put the short one and the 3 behind the start key there. Okay, very important that you do. And of course this one here as well. So that one comes up as well, like that. Like that. And of course this comes up, and of course we do the usual thing, getting the thing apart. That's one thing about these that I don't like, is that they're not the easiest things to take apart or put together. You know, there you go, I've got it right. Okay, so that goes out of the way. Now in here, first of all, yes, the belts are in place. Okay, the heads are in place, although it needs a clean. Needs a clean, but there's not much as there's this here. which probably just needs a clean. And here, by the way, 25 degrees and down like that, hold it in place, and that, okay? And now that works. So give that a quick spray, and that will be well. Okay. Now, as regards the other end, I'll take that off for now. Like that. If I was to take it, that isn't working as well as this one on rewind. Which again is probably down to a cleaning issue. Actually, more than likely down to cleaning issue. So we'll I'll get me sprays and we'll see what we can do to help these along. See that little spray down there, and we'll that seems looser now. So now that goes down like that, and straight away it comes up again. Down, down, and up, and so forth. Okay, so that's okay. Now, as regards this here, I take the view here that this is purely down to dirt, and on these, it's on this table here on the right hand side, this one, it's probably, actually it is full of things which it shouldn't be full of, like muck. So we'll give it a quick wipe over on that as well. The mortar spindle, there we are, like that. And we'll let it run for a bit, and you know, I'll just do that, let it and we'll I'll go around this way with it so that it rewinds straight away back into there. So there we are. So that now goes onto there like that. And how about that, straight away. There's not a lot goes wrong with these decks, but when they do go wrong, I'm not going to look at it taking a lot off, again for pretty obvious reasons. Okay. Pretty obvious reasons being that I had that last time. And back we go like that, and that looks okay. at this point I shall do this again and hope that there you go, and come down. Ah, okay, fair enough, yeah. Ah. That, again, that's proof that the eraser is working okay on this, on the mic as well. So far with this one, so good. Now there's not a lot goes wrong with these, but one thing I'm going to do very quickly is put the top back on here after I've cleaned the heads. That is because I don't want any issues with whether it's fitting to go back on, because it's quite a problem with these tape recorders, that. That's okay, that's okay there, okay, so okay, right, so I will now put this back on here. If it'll go, please God let it go, please God let it go, let it go in, please God let it, please God. I'm not going to play that game again under any circumstances whatsoever, because that is a definite no. One, two, three, okay, fine, that can go back up, okay, fine, and this side too. Should go back, should now go in as well, like that. It's doing exactly the same thing as the other one, this actually now, so I can get a little bit upset sometimes with these machines. And get very upset with these machines. Hang on, I'll look off camera and find out why this isn't doing what it should, going back together. There, I got it. Okay, fine. So screws back on, and I'll go underneath and change a few things under there that do rather need to be changed. Just one final check before we go any further. That's play, that's fast forward, and that is now rewind. Now is back to where it should be. Okay, right. So we then therefore go underneath here, and like before, take out these screws here, and it is very similar to the TK14, but the electronics are somewhat different, so be ready for that, okay? It's not too different, but you know, it is different, so yeah. Hang on, I shall turn it round so you can see that's the transformer, obviously. Fuses, motor, capacitor, and the rest of it is under here. So these some will come out and some will just lift off, so you know you've got to be, you don't have to take everything out here, I don't think. There you go, that comes off, okay, fine. And this is the circuit board for the Grundig version. With that out of the way now, you see, everything is the same as before, more or less. There's a different coil there, so no, I can't do that. It's very similar to TK20 circuit here, but now I'll take these off completely because we need to take this panel completely off, don't we? So that comes off, that's already off, that one comes off, and that one comes off, and like the previous one, there you are, and you can see straight away there's rather more to it. It's got ECL86, an ECC81, an EF86 and an EF83. I don't know which are which here, but there you go. Anyway, the one capacitor I want to change comes off the trial section here. Very quickly, I've got the automatic record system on this. Here is the trial section of the ECL86, okay, and it feeds it down here as well to there, okay, on record, yeah, and there that's your level and sensitivity there, okay. It then goes to here, yeah, and through that dial there, and back here to these two valves here, by there and there, okay. Basically, it feeds the signal back to hold it in place. It's something which very few it's actually had at the time, but this did, and it's something which doesn't give many problems, but it's worth looking at. So again, down here to there, yeah, through that cap to there, okay, and out through there to there. So basically, if you shout down it, it will reduce the signal. Similar in a way, I suppose, to AGC on radios, but for audio. It's the ECC81 there. Right. Anyway, let's put the valve back in and put it back together again, and see if it now works with that capacity change. It did before, so there's no reason why it shouldn't now, in theory. Here it is again. That sounds a bit better, doesn't it? Anyway, that comes off like that. Okay, right, and we want to put the other tape on and see it. It should still record, but best to check, so we will. By the way, at this stage I've put the bottom plate on, but not that, okay, just in case. Okay, so now 1, 2, okay, and we go put that on, okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. Okay, be like that then. I'll do it again just to make sure. Turn down and press that down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, it's a microphone itself. Okay, fair enough. So this one is now working. It only needs one capacitor in after all time. I suppose technically we should recap this, but well, I'm not going to, because believe it or not, I've got another one of these to take a look at as well. So I will I'll put this one back together properly, and we'll chat, and we'll check with the other one as well. And here is the TK18. As you can hear, working rather well. Even on rewind and fast forward, and of course delay. So that's okay. So 1 out of 2, you might say. Now, can I make it 2 out of 3? We'll find out in a minute, because I've got another one to look at very quickly, and of course we're going to. So that's the next step. So I'll go and put this in away, get the other one, and we'll carry on from there. Tape recorder at number 3 of basically the same kind is this. This is a TK23L. L means it's in this different sort of case, but basically it's the same machine again. Look at the way like that, and you see straight away that it's got a few extra features. First of all, here, this button here, if you want to record and not erase, switch it to quick before you press it, okay? The deck is basically the same. Like you see there. And of course, being this is a 4-track version. This means, by the way, that it's records 4 tracks on the tape rather than 2. Now, in the stereo world, the 4 tracks are each side. There's a left and a right, but with these, it does something anyway. It's recorded 2 tracks on the tape. Now, therefore, if you put a 2-track tape on a 4-track machine, which I'm going to do now, like that, you see, this might be the best thing to put on it for us, but this tape has basically been through the wars, so I'm not that fussed, to be honest with you. You know, I've got loads of these tapes, so I think this one is coming to the end of its life as a test tape in some ways, but I still use it because you know, it's here basically. Anyway, So it goes. Okay, so it's forward. That's rewind. And that's play. Sort of. Okay. Like I said, where that tells us a few interesting things about this machine, deck wise. Yes, it's a deck with this again, so the top's got to come off again. So I might well end up doing the old problem with the top again, putting it back on. This seems to be a little bit different, but we'll see on that, you know. So I take a screwdriver out of my stock here and take out these 4 screws like before. Again here, you know, find the screwdriver at the right size, thank you very much. And that comes out like that. This one comes out from down here. There you go, it's out now, okay, fine. It's stiff there actually. And again, the one that goes behind the start button is shorter than the others, okay. This one just comes out the normal way, like that. And this one too comes out. Like that. I was right-handed for adapting, by the way, so sometimes I do have problems with just left hand, but these things happen, you know. That's easy to bring off, isn't it? So again, it's the same as before, but obviously there are certain things which need to be addressed here. So let's address them. Right here, first of all, put that back on like that. And straight away we've got one problem straight away. So I think we've found out one problem there anyway. So with that out of the way, that's okay now. And that isn't as good, but obviously just probably want to clean. And of course this has gone off the off down here. So again, this lot has to come out. Now with it being a 4-track machine, the head arrangement will be different. 4-track heads rather than 2. Apart from that, it should be the same. Oh, and of course this lot up here, you know, which goes through the head, so there might be a problem here. There doesn't appear to be, but maybe at some point there will be, so that's something else we've got to be aware of. So yeah. Nothing I'll do very quickly here. Keep that. And see if we've got any action from the oscillate stage. If there's not, then I've got this problem to deal with again, you know, this problem, which I don't want to have to deal with, but if we do, we do. Something there. Aha. Okay, well let's see what that that is on the scope, shall we? It seems to have gone off the screen, so obviously there's plenty there, but we'll just check and make sure that it's okay. Oh yeah, plenty of that. Yeah. So the oscillator is running okay, which is nice to know. So the first thing we do here, therefore, is that you put them out of the way somewhere and put this or something similar there, which should be now interesting. Anyway, like before with these, that comes off, and there's another one down here in these which comes off as well, which I can't see from here. Hang on. It's there. Okay. So they come off. This comes off here as before. That comes off there, and that lot just out of the way. So again, here we'll deal with the deck first, shall we? Because the electronics seem to be more or less okay. So again, that's tight, isn't it? Charming, I must say. Charming, I must say. So it's that one's off anyway. So that comes off like that. Yeah, this one comes off here at some point. Not for coming, that is it? Got it. Okay. So that comes off there like that. Okay. That goes to play like that. And this is loosened here. This is loosened there. This comes off here. This comes off here. Like that. That comes off. Okay, right. And then this should come off. So 1, 2. Where's the third? Where's the third one? Like I said, these aren't the easiest things to get apart, but we do our best, you know. Now, if you're not sure which one it is, you'll look underneath, because there will be here something which attaches it to the chassis under here. And I think it's this here that needs to come out. So I think it's that, although I'll leave that and see when I've got the rest of it. So this comes out of here. This comes off here like so. Come on. This one, by the way, it's got some of that magic paint on it that holds everything in place. So it's a bit more. Takes a bit more work. Like so. Hang on. I'll stop the camera and I'll do this off camera because I might swear otherwise, and YouTube doesn't like that. I don't know what it is about Grundig tape recorders and drive belts, but this one is virtually ready to fail as well. So yeah, anyway, this will come out slightly differently. 3 screws like before. One was a bit tight. That came off. That must be something like chopping the tape recorder when there's metal scrap, metal bit on the tape, which some tape recorders do. That I couldn't get off, so take this off here, and it comes out as well, and also this as well. So at the moment with this, it's a simple case of now that's out like that. Yeah, but we need something to go here because this one is just about ready to say goodbye to us, as it were. While I'm waiting for the side belt to come, first thing we do, I think, here is look at various things that need to be spray cleaned, first of all, as it were, like that. And of course this lot is all okay, so it's just here, it's just this here. Now underneath the chassis, of course, with these, again, there is another 4 screws to come off, and then of course there is a loop underneath the chassis, which we might as well do like now. So again, these come off, eventually been dotty word here, you know. That's one. Nail it. So that comes off in the end. Actually, these are difficult to get off because they're normally you just loosen and turn, but these we don't seem to. So anyway, so these come off. And have a look underneath, which I'm quite keen to do here because there's a little bit of, well, a little lot of rust on this, which suggests that it has had a spot of moisture in it, so we need to look at that. Technically, maybe I shouldn't have plugged it in, but well, that's too short, you know. And of course number 4, which is here. This circuit, by the way, is very similar to the TK18 circuit, so it's basically it's one of those. It's without the that bit of the circuit in there. So now this will could come off, and it looks actually as though there's not too much up here, so you know it might be okay. It might just want to be cleaned rather than anything else. So yeah, so that comes out of there, and we'll put that down there out of the way. There's a lot more to this, I've noticed. I don't know what that is. It's probably the switch the motor off when the tape's running that. So we'll check and make sure it's not too eager to stop. Again, everything is behind this panel here, which again has to come off because again there will be one capacitor in particular which has to be changed. Looking at it actually, like that, it looks, that's different obviously. That's still okay, and so we take out these screws here, and then we have a look under the chassis here and see what. Another problem that these have, of course, is the very blue paint. That's maybe why people put this stuff on. Well, I know why they do it, but it makes things difficult for us as well, you know. And in those days there weren't as many security screws, so you know it's so they use this paint stuff instead, which can be difficult to get off. And so I want a quick look in here to make sure that more moisture of any kind has got in here. So it's important that we get this off for that very, very reason. There is, but it'll come up at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, well, they are. Yeah, they're all going to come out. Yeah, okay. And that one comes up, and you can see it's made its way out. But the other two are, but we'll get them, I'm sure. And of course this one here, which is held in by whatever this is or was here. One of those, okay, fine. Come on, out you come. There you are. Right, so this comes off as well here. There we are. Like that. And now, like the others of this kind, it comes down like that. Okay, well that looks to be okay actually. So again, one or two caps need to be changed, which is what I'll do. Then I'll take it from there. But first of all, again, it's got a slightly different coiling as well. You can't see that, can you? Hang on. Hang on, I'll readjust so you can see. Hang on. Right, well, here's a circuit board, and it's this thing here, the oscillator coil. It's different on this, so I'm going to leave it alone for now, actually, on the hope that it's still working. I know that the primaries, because we get audio, but secondary, I don't know at this stage. So again, pull that out. Another ECL86. What I've done here now is I've held that switch open, and as you can see there on the scope, there's actually plenty. So it seems to be okay. So the oscillator and oscillator on this seems to be working absolutely fine. So now we've got to look at sorting out a lead for it. Yeah, there's one coming, of course, but I think we might well leave that until it gets here. But anyway, that board will go back, and the cover will go back on, and as soon as the belts arrive, we will get it working. Now, as regards tape recorder belts, the ones on the internet, 16 quid plus VAT was the cheapest I could find, plus postage and packing, which of course, you know, come within a few days and they're okay. But where I am in Bolton, Lancashire, up the road is CPC in Preston, and we're part now of Farnell. And if you look online, they do drive belts, and the one that's gone in this, and I hope it's going to work, by the way, I think there's no reason why it shouldn't actually, is an unbranded one, AVVAT T129, 118, I think that is 118 millimeters across, about 1.2 mil, and it's in the catalogue. It's CPC belt 129. Yeah, belt 129. And I hope this is going to work in this position. Now, at this point, we've got the other wonderful problem that all these things seem to have, and that is putting it back together again correctly. Because as any expert on tape recorders will tell you, Grundigs are not the easiest in the world to do, particularly not with one hand. But as always, we do our best, as always, and this is no, this will be no exception, you know, not at all. So that goes through there like that. And that goes down like that, I think it is, like that. Like that, okay, fine. And this, of course, as before, goes through here, which is the trickiest bit. Okay, so that goes back on there. The three screws go, but first of all, I'll put this in here, so it doesn't like to come out, which they do tend to do. That goes to the top like that, yeah, the idler, yeah, and this now goes into there, so we'll find out why that's not going where it should. Again here, there's something with this down here which needs to be addressed as well. There we are, it's back now, it's here, okay, so that goes back down there like that. This goes on the top and that goes into there. That's the first thing, okay. With that in, we put the 3 screws in. So now that goes back onto there like that. Like that, okay. And that goes up and goes into there like that. It takes a bit of time to get this right actually, again particularly with one hand, but we manage, you know, because we have to really, you know, we have to. So that goes into there like that, and they go into there. So that's the first thing we do, is get that right, which I'm going to do off camera so that I can swear and not offend anybody, which I do, you know, I swear. That's something else, by the way. Anybody that tells you good engineers don't swear is not a good engineer. All good engineers, indeed all engineers, good or not, swear. It's a fact of life that, you know, they do. But of course YouTube doesn't like such words, so I'm going to stop the camera, put that back in, and put these 3 screws back in and come back. I don't know what it is about Grundig drive belts, but this one was quite hard to fit, and the top here, which goes on top, if it's not put exactly as it was before, I mean exactly as it was before, it will not work. But anyway, I've got it worked together in the end. 3 screws, the pause control goes down here, which is there. Okay, so now, by the way, there's no 8T on this at the moment. I took it off while I was mucking about for pretty obvious reasons, but that is it. That is the radio in question, the recording in question in playback. That's record, and that's rewind. Now, with these tape recorders of this kind, like the Grundigs, like the BSR sets, that rewind is driven off the motor, like that, okay? Fast forward, motor, that and that, there you go. Now playback comes down here with the belt I've replaced to there, and then it goes up and just takes a bit of like that to keep that one going. That's basically how the mechanics of these work. And this lot here, it needs practice to do these correctly. I mean, a lot. You know, I would say it's not for the faint-hearted. But anyway, now that I've got the deck working, I'll put the electronics back as it were, and maybe we can hear it sing. Well, there you go. That's one side of it. On the other side, by the way, on this you see, yeah, it's backwards. Okay, and that of course places the both tracks together. Now, in the modern machines, the tracks are for left and right, but in these machines, you can record on them separately on the tape. Okay. Now that means that there's a track switch here, and the heads are obviously four track heads, both the arrays and the record blowhead. So this switch up here switches from one to the other like that. It's quite simple. And so if you get a problem with it not erasing or not playing or not recording on one track only, look up here as well as here. Look up here, because we'll realise that if it's working okay on one side, then everything else is okay, so it's going to be here or here, of course. You know, that's something which we must look out for. But anyway, one, two, three, four, five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That will do nothing, because that's going to be pressed down. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, if I do that, oh, I did it that time. Okay, we'll try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, because there's another fork coming up here. September. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See what that does. One, two, three, four, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's obviously okay. There's obviously something somewhere. I'll have a look with that and make sure, but it is working okay, as we just heard, so that's something. So, with them out the way, we know it works, so that can come off like that. And okay, right, so yeah, okay. Right, anyway, it's worth knowing that, but we can, should be alright now. There's obviously something somewhere that's not quite right. I think it's here. I think it's here. Okay. Well, I'll put the top the top on, and we'll try it again to make sure, but it should be alright. And here's the TK23L, back together, the third of these machines I've looked at in this video. 283 ain't bad, I suppose. The first one, I'm waiting for a call for it. I might nick one into an old TK20 I've got and see if that works with the spot of modification. But anyway, this tape has got something on it which I don't think is going to get me copyright strike. Don't know what it is, but again here. You can play a 2-track machine on a 4-track recorder, but it doesn't work the other way around because you'll get 2 tracks at once. So this machine will play anything basically, but a 2-track machine like those will only play 2-track tapes. This one will play 2 or 4-track tapes. So there you are. It's a working machine, one of 3. One of which is not working properly, I know, but it will. And for the age of it, this is a really good machine actually. I'm going to give it a clean. And possibly I've got another belt, another handle for these which I might put on. But it's working fairly well. So until next time, good luck, whatever you're doing. Do it carefully and well, unlike me, and be kind to each other and keep fixing stuff. It's the way to go. Until next time, goodbye, and may your God, whatever it is, be faithful to him and each other. Bye bye.